Back in September, I uploaded a video to my YouTube channel where I catalogued my entire home library. I did also sort all of those books into my read books and my TBR books, and it turns out I have over 1,000 books that I own physically in this house that I still need to read. The top comment on that video was by someone called Brooke, so hi Brooke if you're watching. Brooke said I should do a Tackle My TBR series, and those video series are quite popular on BookTube right now. They have been around for a while, but a couple of shout outs to some that I absolutely love. Steph from Stephanie Bookish, her Love It or List It series was incredible, and I'm currently loving Becca's from Becky and the Books' Shelve It or Scrap It series. So I knew exactly the kind of reading vlog that was recommended a few times on that video. But the absolute game changer that convinced me to actually start a series like this, and it might not even be a series, I just wanted to do like a kind of one-off just to test the waters a little bit, but it was getting this thing, this little contraption. This is my book stamper. I'm sure you've seen these around on the internet, but you essentially stamp one of the first pages in your book and it leaves like an embossed mark on the page that says something like from the library of Gavin Hetherington, which is what mine says. So I got this a few weeks after I uploaded that video, and then I did a live show with my patrons and they were suggesting me do a series like this again. I'm like, people leave me alone, haven't I been through enough? But they were suggesting some really cool names like Stamp or Pass or Emboss or Toss, things like that. I was like, oh my god, like that's actually kind of genius, I'm not gonna lie. That's genius. So in this video, and it might just end up being this video, in this video I do want to try and get through some of my physical TBR that I own in my house, read them, and if I like it I stamp it, and if I don't like it I pass on it. Which again is very reminiscent of Steph and Becca and their ideas, and I've been having way too much fun with this, honestly. Like I just want to randomly do something now. So say my copy of Heartstopper Volume 2, just to give you an example, honestly I do this in like nearly every video now. You're probably sick of this. If you're a returning viewer, you're probably sick of me doing this, but honestly it's so much fun. You just, yep, stamp it, and it has from the library of Gavin Hetherington. So here's the spreadsheet that I made over 2 months ago. It's very basic, it's not really that in-depth or anything, but at least it gives me a list of everything I own, and on the side here I have what I've read and what is on my TBR. I also added this part here, which again, like it's not fancy, like it's a little bit shit. I'm not that great at spreadsheets, honestly, but it does the job. And this is how many I've read. So I've read 1,247. That is currently in my collection, and I still need to read 1,048. So I've just edged how much I've read versus how much I need to read. So yeah, all of this is currently upstairs, and I will be trying to make as much of this on the side here as green as possible. A little bit like myself, I'm currently filming my Wicked reading vlog, and I painted myself green, and I'm still trying to get it out. So I have a random number generator here, so I'm going to start at number 4, because that's the first TBR. 1, and then what was the end? So say 2283. To 2283. I'm sure there's an easier way of doing this, but I don't know it because I'm not that smart. So I'm going to use a random number generator, pick something. It could be anything. The only thing I will say is I will not allow something that is going to be in a future vlog, or it's like for a vlog project. I'm going to try and avoid those as much as possible. If I've already read it, I will, you know, do the random number generator again. And if it's part of a series and I haven't read some of the ones before it, then I will just read one of the books in that series. Maybe we'll just see how we got on. We'll see how we got on. Like literally anything could be picked. Anything could be picked. Okay, so 1,731. I'm a little bit scared. This could be anything. It could be middle grade, young adult, manga, manhwa. It could be anything, which is why I'm so excited as well. I'm so scared. Okay, 1,731. Let's hope I haven't already read it, and let's hope it's good. So 1731. Oh god. Okay, I haven't read. Oh, it's Lore Olympus. Well, it's volume 2, but I haven't read any of them, so it looks like I'm still on Lore Olympus. I haven't read a graphic novel in so long. I'm actually kind of happy about this. Like, this is great. This is great for the first one. I don't even know how many I'm going to read in this video. But no, this is awesome because I might end up reading all 3 of them that I own. God, I might as well. Oh, this makes me so happy. So I've had them for so long and I need to read them. Okay, let's go upstairs. Let's grab it. I do want to give a quick little notice that everything is in disarray right now. I'm currently like reorganizing. I'm trying to get a new shelf. I'm trying to get rid of shelves. So things are a little bit messy at the minute. So I'm going to try and organize probably in this video as well, or in other videos that are coming out very soon, because I do need to get through all of this mess. But yeah, let's get Lore Olympus. So let's see if I can find it. So I did actually have my graphic novels here, but I managed to get this for my landing, my upstairs landing, because I want to get the books out of the hallway, but I didn't have any room. So like literally everything is currently messy right now. Like I'm getting rid of that, I'm getting rid of this, I'm getting rid of that. So everything's just all over the place. So here's my graphic novels down here. So Lore Olympus is here. Here's all 3 of them. So I'm wondering, should I just read all 3? I mean, I know I don't have to make it harder on myself, but it's only graphic novels. Like, how bad could it be? And then at least that's 3 books ticked off already. I don't want to jinx it, but what a great start if you ask me. But yeah, I have plans to get the graphic novels onto a new bookshelf in the manga room. Yeah, things are looking a little chaotic right now. I had to put so much on hold when I did my vlogs of Halloween and when I went away to Australia and Egypt recently. So I just ask for patience and your grace and try not to judge me too much for the mess. I'm trying so hard to read, Ash. So hard. Look at my books there. Oh, did you just wink at the camera? You up to your dirty tricks getting me distracted from reading again?
So cute. So cute. Look how beautiful you
I have like 15 minutes until I have my live show. I'm about to start watching Once Upon a Time from the beginning with my patrons. I'm starting a watch along today. I did a watch along for Charmed for like a year and a half and it just finished last month. So Once Upon a Time was voted as the next winner. So we're starting that tonight. Very excited. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to like join in on any of the Patreon stuff that I do. But I did manage to finish volume 1 of Olympus by Rachel Smythe. And Kayla from Books and All was also doing reading sprints, although she's just playing Dress to Impress right now, which is actually still fun to have on in the background because I do like noise in the background while I'm reading. I wanted to come in because this might be an unpopular opinion. I do apologise for starting off this kind of vlog with potentially an unpopular opinion. I really don't like this. The story's fine. The story is fine. And I thought like some of the stuff that happened at the end was so heart-wrenching, and the way that it was portrayed as well was like in such a like beautifully artistic way that I was like, oh, maybe I would continue. But I really don't like the art. The colours, I love. Like I love the colour scheme, I love the colour palette. Great. But I really don't like the character design. I really don't like the fact that nothing is really detailed or anything like that. There is a moment when Persephone is like, oh, so this is the underworld. And we really don't see anything. We see like a mass of colour, and we do see some like little buildings and stuff, but like I just couldn't see anything. I couldn't really like visualize anything other than the characters and their faces, and I don't really like the characters' faces at all. They're just not really doing anything for me, and I don't think my mind is going to like change on my feelings towards the series, because even though I do think, you know, the plot itself was like really picking up by the end, and I was starting to get like a little bit intrigued between the relationship between Hades and Persephone. Like, have I even told you what this is about? Yeah, this is Hades and Persephone. I feel like everyone's read this but me at this point, but I don't really read a whole lot of like mythological stuff or like anything with Hades and Persephone. Saying that though, I am doing a romantasy Goodreads vlog at the minute, and look what I got. It is a Hades and Persephone. It is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I'm gonna have to like read this, so this is kind of giving me like a little taste. Well, actually not really, because I don't think this is a reflection of what to expect from a Hades and Persephone, because I don't really know what the target audience of this one is. I mean, we do get dark by the end of this volume, but the way that the characters talk and like the incorporation of some like modern devices like phones and like, I don't know, it just felt like very teen. A lot of it felt very teen, like the way that they talked to one another. Like even Hades was like very immature at points. And I think he's supposed to be, you know, like a god, and I don't know, like it's fine to kind of modernize gods and stuff, but like for instance when Persephone's walking away and Hades says, oh, he calls her, what was it again? Cole, maybe Cole. She turns and then he just says, made you look. I don't know, like, maybe that was supposed to be funny, but I don't know, maybe by this point I was just like, okay, I already know that, I don't really want to read this, so maybe I'm just like looking for faults. I don't know, I just found like some of the humor like very immature. I think this is supposed to be more adult than like pretty young teen, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong on that too. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly, but I just know that it's not for me. It's really not for me, unfortunately. And you're probably thinking, Gavin, you picked up 3 books in the series and you didn't realise you weren't going to love the art style. I honestly should have looked inside, because yeah, even just at first glance, I'm like, I don't know, I need something a little bit more visual. I mean, there's enough visually there, obviously, but I don't know, it's not for me. The art style is just not for me. But I got all 3 of these, I think in 2022, whenever they came out. And obviously I was like swept up in the hype because everyone was reading it. But I had faith that I would like it. And it's a graphic novel series. My hopes were kind of high on it, honestly. My hopes were kind of high. And back then, I would just buy a whole series before reading it. I wouldn't do that today. I'm a liar. I'm a liar because I bought all of the Fairy Loot Vampire Academy books and I haven't read a single one, so I've just proven myself wrong. But my hypocritical ass aside, I did buy all of these before I knew what the art style was actually like, and I regret it. I do regret it because I'm not going to keep these. It was a volume 1 and done kind of situation here, and I'm gutted. Not just because I really did want to like the series, but also because I'll not be stamping anything today. And I wanted to stamp something. Just ain't going to be these books. At the minute, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with the books that I decide not to keep. I will keep you updated by the end of the vlog. I'm sure I'll have figured something out by then. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm starting off this series with a 3-book unhaul. I do need to do another random number generator and pick my next read. And I thought I might as well do that during the Once Upon a Time along. Because I finished the first book for it. It didn't go well, but I'm just going to quickly do it. And then I need to catch up with comments because I'm already behind. We're 7 minutes in the live show. I'm already behind. So, okay, let me just do a random number generator. That's 1006. Let's see what that is. So we might as well share the love, you know? Share the love. So it's either going to be Stamp or Pass or Emboss or Toss. And that was because of you guys. You guys had some of the best names. 1006. Bleach. Okay, so I'm reading a volume of Bleach. I'm like, should I? Because I did say, if I'm planning on doing a project video, and I've already read the first volume, so should I read volume 2? But I was planning on reading Bleach like in arcs, so I might. Should I do it again? Should I do it again? Let me catch up to some comments again. Yeah, do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Read Freeran. I love Emboss or Toss. I love Stab or Pass. Also, I kind of love this as well. Kevin's Tramp Stamp video. Yeah, my Tramp Stamp series, apparently. Okay, I'll do it again. I'll do it again. 60. Okay, 60. What's number 60? Oh, and I haven't read it. Marnie, Midnight in the Moon Mystery. Okay, we've got ourselves a middle grade. I love the fact that I've got all of these read and all of these read, and it was actually landed on the one that I needed to read. That's perfect, actually. Okay, so we're reading a middle grade next. Nice.
How do you do that?
The same reason Snow White gave you away.
Good morning. The Once Upon a Time live show last night was so good. It went so well. So many more people came than I anticipated. Way more than Charmed. So that was so much fun. I didn't really get finished until around about like 10:30, 11:15, and I ended up picking up Marnie Midnight by Laura Ellen Anderson right after finishing the live show, and I finished it this morning. I read most of it last night because the writing and stuff is this big and there are so many illustrations, so it really did help with like reading this book. And I haven't read a whole lot of middle grades this year, honestly. Like I used to love it so much and it used to be one of my favorites. I would probably say this is skewing like a little bit on the, you know, the younger side of middle grade, which is honestly fine. I do love a good like story no matter what age range it's for, and Laura Ellen Anderson always delivers. This one does follow Marnie. She was a caterpillar, she's now a moth, and she is off to Big Bug School essentially, and that's where she has her friends, and she wants to follow in the footsteps of one of her idols who wanted to like fly to the moon and learn about like moon magic and stuff like that. So we do have like the story of Marnie. She is trying so hard to achieve her goals, which is like such an inspiring story always, especially when Laura Ellen Anderson writes it. If you're a fan of Amelia Fang or Rainbow Grey by by this author, then everything you love about those is definitely in here too. It's so charming, so whimsical, so funny as well. Like, Laura Ellen Anderson is so good with wordplay. She loves a pun. So even as an adult, I found myself chuckling along with a lot of like the place names and other little kind of Easter eggs that Laura put in there. But yeah, it was like a really captivating story. I really enjoyed it. Marnie is up there with Amelia in Rainbow in terms of like her protagonist being like so cool and so awesome. And yeah, I loved it. So I will definitely be stamping this. Where is it? I'm stamping it. My first stamp of the series, my first stamp of the day. Hopefully we have more. So I'm just like, where do I put it? Because when there's like illustrations and stuff, it's hard to be able to even see the emboss. I just randomly found a moon. This was stuck in the first page. Is that supposed to happen? Is that in all of them? Like, it was just randomly in there. Oh, I kind of like that though. I don't think you'll really be able to see it all that well, but I'm going to stamp this page. So first stamping. So satisfying. Yeah, you can't really see it unless it's in the light, which is fine, honestly. But it is officially stamped. It is officially staying in my collection. So I do have my spreadsheet up. I have the random number generator. Let's see what I'm reading next. But let's generate a number. 331. Let's go over here. 331. Please be a good one, please. I'm like, what do I fancy? I don't fancy another middle grade. 331. I've already read it. The Body in the Library by Agatha Christie. Okay. Let's generate again. 1923. 1923. 1923. Oh, also read it. It is a Goosebumps book. Let's generate again. 2214. Ooh, that's like right at the bottom, I think. 2214. 2214. I've already bloody read it. It's Between Worlds. That is a Charmed book. Generate again. I had such great luck with the first few, and like this one is just like not wanting to pick something I haven't read. 2103. Read it. It's a Dragon Ball book. Fuck's sake. Generate again. 1664. Come on. Be something good. Be something good. I've read it. Bloody hell, it's Pretty Little Liars. Generate again. I need to figure out a better system. 1349. I need to figure out a better system so I don't... Oh, I would have bloody read it. It's a fucking One Piece volume. Generate again. 2136. How many times? How many times is this going to take? 2136. Bloody read it. It's Dragon Mountain. I mean, I could read the next one of the series, but that's another middle grade, and I don't fancy another middle grade right now. Do it again. 1130. Come on. Please. 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 Be one I have not read, please. Oh, I haven't. Oh, The Ice Dragon by George R.R. Martin, and that is a novella. Or is it more a short story? I think it's more a short story. Look, it's tiny. It's perfect. I'm getting such a nice TBR for this video, even though I know I had to generate that like 7 times or 8, I don't know, I lost count. This is a nice little short read, and it is part of the Game of Thrones world, and I haven't dipped my toes in the Game of Thrones world since the series ended on HBO, but also I did read all of the Song of Ice and Fire books back in 2019. I am due a reread for those. I would love to reread them. Oh, look at that. Beautiful illustrations, everything in there. Yes, absolute. Oh my god, thank you. I am currently on my way to meet with a personal trainer at a gym, mainly because I had a bit of a wake-up call when I went to Australia and Egypt recently. I turned out to be a lot more unfit than I thought, and my health hasn't been the greatest, at least not since I became, you know, a YouTuber full-time and, you know, self-employed and in the house all the time. I've been really slacking when it comes to exercise and keeping myself healthy, and so I found a local personal trainer at a gym, and I'm on my way there now to potentially discuss working together, hopefully over the next few months, to get me into shape. Now, I'm not actually like using the gym today, like absolutely not. I haven't dressed for that, but I don't think I'm supposed to, am I? Do I need to bring shorts and a t-shirt? No, I don't think it's that kind of meeting. I don't think he's going to make me drop and give him 20, you know what I mean? I don't think that's, I think we're just talking, I think. And so I really need this. Like, I've been looking at myself in the mirror thinking, good grief, you know, like, I'm not as fit as I used to be, and I'm letting myself go a little bit, and I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for me. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel good about myself. I want my mental health to like stay pretty good. It is pretty good at the minute, so that's great. But I just know with like exercise and like looking after my body, it will probably get even better. In Australia, for instance, when I met with my friends who I've known for 10 years, like they've barely changed. You know what I mean? Like they still look amazing after all of this time. And then there's me like not looking as, you know, fresh as I used to. And obviously, like, age, that's a factor too. But I know I'm not trying. I know I'm not doing enough exercise. So this is a me problem. This is something that I'm going to strive to help myself with. And yeah, wish me luck. Honestly, wish me luck. Maybe you can be on the fitness journey with me as well. I will document it through my vlogs on my channel. But fingers crossed he doesn't make me do any exercise today. I wasn't prepared. I mean, I am walking there. It's like a 30-minute walk. So that's exercise enough. Fortunately, the personal trainer didn't make me do any exercise right there and then, and the entire meeting went great. I am going to start doing personal training now 3 times a week on a Monday morning, Wednesday morning, and a Friday morning. So this is definitely happening now. I've really given myself the push to do it, and I needed the motivation. I need the discipline, first and foremost. I need to know what to do, and it just takes off so much pressure knowing that there will be a personal trainer who will be helping me the entire time. So yeah, 3 sessions a week, and I'm looking forward to it. The first one is on Wednesday morning, so that is coming pretty quickly, and I will most likely still be filming this vlog by then too. So yeah, we will be able to see how that goes, and hopefully I don't make too much of an ass of myself. That's one thing I'm worried about. I'm worried about embarrassing myself. But the gym that it's at as well is so nice and like quite quiet as well. There's like not really a lot of people, and he did say it doesn't get very busy there, so it feels like a hidden gem, honestly, and that makes me so much more excited too, because that means I'll not be embarrassing myself in front of other people who might be using the gym at the same time. But yeah, this is one-on-one personal training. Trainer seems great, and I'm just very excited to like actually do something about how I perceive myself. So things are in motion, and I'm very happy about it. I did then go to Costa, and I had a oat milk cappuccino, and I ended up reading all of The Ice Dragon by George R.R. Martin. I don't quite know if this is like exactly set in the Game of Thrones world. I think it is. Oh, Toby wants to say hello. My little baby. My little baby. Look, I'm in the middle of filming. Daddy's filming. So we're going to leave Daddy alone at least until I stop recording, okay? Okay? I mean, there are dragons, and obviously there were dragons in the Game of Thrones world, or A Song of Ice and Fire, if you want to be, like, totally correct. But this is pretty much like a children's story, although it does get pretty dark by the end, and it's a little bit heavy. There are some, you know, big themes there. There's a little bit of violence. There is, like, the talk of war. There is... I don't really want to spoil anything, but it does get quite sad by the end as well. I found myself getting quite emotional. Even though this is only a 110-page book, and there are a few blank pages or a few like full-page illustrations, so it's more like maybe 90-ish pages. It flies over like that. It doesn't really give itself a whole lot of time to like develop stuff, but because the way that it's told feels very fairy tale-esque, it feels like one of those oral stories that you would pass around the campfire almost, or just like hand down through the generations. Like that's kind of what it felt like to me. So the main character is Adreana. I don't really know how to pronounce her name. I think I'm just gonna say Adara. And she is a young girl, and she isn't bothered by the winter. Like she is a absolute winter's child. There is even a line in this where it's like the cold doesn't bother her, or like the snow doesn't bother her, and I was like, let it go, let it go. And even though this book isn't that long, so it really is kind of impossible to really embellish characters, I do think that she still felt like a real character. I thought she was very well developed, and I still felt a connection to her, especially since her dad would blame her for her mother's death. But she ends up coming across an ice dragon, and the story moves on from there, essentially. This was a nice little exciting story. Plot definitely picks up, and even though I think this is supposed to be like a children's story-ish, I probably still wouldn't read this to a child. I think because this does explore the themes of friendship, especially between a girl and a dragon, I just took to it pretty much straight away. Like, I was really enjoying it from the off. Not even just the writing style and the kind of whimsical way it was being told, but yeah, also because of those themes. It felt as though I was reading a Brothers Grimm story, but if the characters were a little bit more likable and a little bit more fleshed out. That's kind of how it felt to me, and yeah, I really liked it. I don't know what else to say, honestly. It has really made me want to start a reread of A Song of Ice and Fire, which I was gonna maybe try and do anyway next year. I don't know though, I'm so divided. I know the next 2 books in the Song of Ice and Fire series are probably never going to come. And obviously everyone's like sick of waiting. It's been way too long. It's kind of like a running joke at the minute now about like how long it's taken to get, is it The Winds of Winter and something of spring, A Dream of Spring maybe? I don't know. But like, it's taken a while. It has taken a while. So I was wondering, should I wait? I don't think they're coming out. But I would still love to reread them. I would still love to reread the 5 books. I think Tobu's gone the letterbox. So I'm going to have to like speed this up so I can pick up his shit. Maybe that's what he was trying to tell me before. He was like, Daddy, I'm going for a shit. Give me some privacy. So obviously I'm going to keep this. I'm going to stamp it. This is a little bit heavy in my hands, I'm not going to lie. So sometimes it can be a little bit finicky trying to get it aligned and to hold on to it. Like, see what I mean? Oh my god. So I think around about here on this page. It never gets old. Thank you, Mr. Martin, for this lovely little book. Okay, I'm going to do the number generator on my phone, see if we can do it that way. So let's generate 440. I wanted it to be like an actual full-length novel. I know you probably think I just want to read all the short books, but I don't. I want to get my teeth into a bigger novel. So 440, please be good. Beastly Beauty. I do not want to read that. I'm not going to lie, I don't want to read it. I don't want to read it. I do think that is a young adult Beauty and the Beast kind of story, and I don't really want to read it. So I'm passing on that, which means I'm going to unhaul it. Because I'm looking at it, I just don't fancy it at all. And I don't know if I will. I believe it was sent to me from a publisher. It was like an ARC copy, I think. So I'm just going to unhaul it. I'm just going to pass. I'm going to pass, I'm sorry. So generate another number, 215. Come on, give me a book I can sink my teeth into. 215. Already read it. The House with the Clock on Its Walls. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good one. I liked it. 632. Tobu, what are you doing? Read it. A Tangle of Spells. Generate again. 1106. I swear, if anyone has any ideas for a better way of doing this in the random number generator stuff, let me know. Okay, so it was 1106, right? Oh, I haven't read it. How to Kill Your Family! Oh, cool, by Bella Mackie. I really want to read that one. Yeah, definitely 1106. Oh my god, okay, perfect. I actually really do want to read that one. I've been meaning to read it a few times. I keep putting it on a TBR. I think for the last 2 Octobers, I've been like, okay, I'm going to read it this month. I'm going to read it this month. I'm actually going to read it. I'm actually going to read it. How to Kill Your Family. Yes! Say this is a good thing for the random number generator, like picking something like Beastly Beauty, where I kind of just know deep down whether or not I'm actually going to read it and want to read it. So like that feeling of, oh, you know, like when it came up, that was a sign. And it really does help me with potentially unhauling in the future. I don't know. I only want books on my shelves that I'm excited to read. So How to Kill Your Family, I'm excited. I have my copy of How to Kill Your Family. I got this literally when it came out. And I might have started it. I have 3. Maybe I just started them in there when I sold them. But I found some bookmarks on page 16, so I'm like, did I start? I don't think I did. I must have just randomly threw these in. For some reason, I've got 3 bookmarks. Anyway, I'm going to start this now. I do also have the audiobook on BookBeat. Also, kind of love the fact that my headphones match the cover. All I know about this one is that we follow a main character who is incarcerated for killing her family, I think. However, she's saying that she didn't commit that murder, but there is something else she did. There was like another operation that was quite complex that she should be in there for, but she's currently in jail for something she didn't do. So I don't know. Like, I'm a little bit confused myself from, you know, the summary and stuff. Oh, Grace. Her name is Grace. Oh, and now she wants revenge. So I'm wondering if she got incarcerated for... I mean, did she kill her family? Are her family dead? I have no idea. Like, the more I'm reading of the summary of this, the more confused I'm getting. So let me read some of it, at least, and get back to you on, like, what this is actually about. I did manage to find Beastly Beauty by Jennifer Donnelly. I'm just going to unhaul this. I kind of just feel in my gut I'm not going to read it. So might as well just get rid of it. And one of the reasons why I need an audiobook for at least the next couple of hours is because I have an IKEA bookcase coming tomorrow. Yes, I'm getting another one. How many is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my god, I already have 10. I already have 10 and I need one more. And I think, as I mentioned in maybe the introduction of this video, but I do have like 3 island bookshelves I want to get rid of. Oh no, sorry, 2 island bookshelves. One of the like cubes were in the hallway, which I've already replaced. I just need to get rid of it. I think my mum is coming tomorrow. I think she's taking some of them because she wants them herself. So she can have them. She can absolutely have them. But I want to go through the bookcases, like the Cube Island bookcases. And one of the reasons why I don't want to get rid of the Island bookcases is because I want more room. I feel a little bit claustrophobic having them in the room. Like they're just like plopped down in like the center of the room. And I can't really like move very freely. My library's not as big as it was in my previous place. So I do think having one more bookcase will sort all of my issues out. So this actually did used to be in the center of my main library room. And then this was like here. So this has all of my nostalgia books on it. And I have all like of Goosebumps and stuff on this side. And I do have more books on the other side that you can't even see. And it's also like trapping the door, so I can't even close the door. So I'm going to take all of these books off today while I'm listening to this audiobook. I'm going to take all of these off and the ones on the other side. And this is where I want the bookcase. I want it like here. I have an extender to put on the top. And I have an extra shelf as well. Because a lot of these nostalgia books are like quite short. So I will be able to like fit them all on, hopefully. And yeah, get rid of this so I can actually like close the door, have more space. And it should look good. Fingers crossed. I'm going to take all those off. And like same with the graphic novels and this cube as well. I'm going to take all of these off. And I'm just going to put them in a pile. Maybe in this room. Because I'll need to assemble the bookcase probably here if I can. Like there's no room. And when I assembled most of the bookcase, I think it was like, what, 6? Did I get 6 bookcases when I moved in? And I have a whole building and organizing my home library video for when I first moved in, if you want to check that out. I think I did assemble like 6 IKEA bookcases in that video. And I said, and I swore, and I promised that I never wanted to build an IKEA bookcase again in my life. But I do think this is going to help so much with space. So yeah, there's going to be one more bookcase in here. I'm going to put all the nostalgia books and the graphic novels, and then that will complement my manga shelves and like my manga room. Progress so far. This is all of the no. Okay. These are all of the graphic novels down there. All the Goosebumps, Fear Street, Are You Afraid of the Dark? And there is quite a lot here already. There's quite a lot here already. And I still have this side to do. So I couldn't help but wonder, is one bookcase going to be enough? Well, I just knew my cats would love having all of those shelves to play in. Ash, are you having fun? Ooh, Tobu. Is anything going on? Tobu is very nosy. He likes to watch the neighbours sometimes. And honestly, I taught him well. You may not have seen this, but in a video a few months ago, I was talking about how, like, I just moved into this house. And my next door neighbours, the house was surrounded by police. And they were getting arrested, like, essentially, like, the week after I moved in. And like one of them ran away. The police kept coming back to try and get them. I think at the end of the day, they turned out to be drug dealers and dog nappers. And so I haven't seen the neighbours in months. But weirdly, 2 nights ago or 3 nights ago, at midnight, next door's house alarm went off. And I had no idea why. So I went to the front of the house, and Tobu can vouch for me because he was also watching. Went to the front of the house outside the window, and there was a police car shining a light at the house. And I believe the police did set the alarm off because they went into the house and they had plastic on their shoes. And I'm like, are they collecting evidence as like next door crime scene? Like what's going on? I haven't seen the neighbours in months. They've been arrested. I'll link the video where I talk more about it down in the description box. It was a whole thing. It was the case on Gavsteria Lane. And the plot doth thicken. Like, why were the police here at midnight? Why did they set the house alarm off? What evidence were they collecting? So yeah, that was really weird. The police left. The house alarm was still going off. And then it finally went off after like half an hour to 45 minutes. But yeah, I just thought I would randomly tell you. But my beautiful baby boy. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Yeah, so all of these are now like empty and stuff. Ready for my mum to help get rid of them tomorrow. So that's all good. And yeah, I have all of these books to now put on a bookcase. And I'm a little bit concerned they won't all fit. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, if all of these don't fit on one bookcase, I genuinely don't know what to do. The shelf is definitely coming tomorrow, so I will be able to check it out. I might have to double stack I don't like to double stack a shelf, but I might have to double stack. Do I buy another bookcase? No. But maybe? But no. Maybe. The next job I need to do is my bed. So, oh hi Ash. So this is not a very comfortable kind of setup. I have like 2 pillows, each different colours. Let me show you. You see what I mean? Like, these are my 2 pillows. I have this kind of quilt or blanket thing that, like, it doesn't have a sheet thing on it because you're not supposed to. It's like one of those, you know what I mean? Like where you don't put a sheet on it or like bedding on it or anything. Or like a cover, a duvet cover. Just the way it is. It's like a summer blanket, I think. So I did get a new duvet, a new bedding set, pillows, sheet and everything. So I need to change all of this and make this a comfortable bed now that we are going into the winter months and it's going to be freezing. It already is freezing. I mean, I'm kind of hot right now, but it's going to be freezing. You're probably thinking, if this is a fitted sheet, you should definitely wash it first. And I'm gonna. I feel like you should do that with all clothes and new things that you get, right? Doesn't matter what it is you buy. I'll sniff the bedding as well. I'll sniff that to see if it smells okay. Ash, what are you doing? Ash, what are you doing? Well, it looks like it's a hit. I would like to get a brand new white bed frame or like something, you know, because that doesn't really go with the room, honestly. But, oh, you're so cute.
You believe it? I can, because I do really love the series a lot. I have absolutely gone off the rails with my mood reading. I'm just kind of reading whatever I want this week.
Like, maybe it's just I circled it and was like, I need this, and then maybe they never actually received it. But like, it's so stuck in my memory, and I'm like,
Good morning, Tobu. Good morning, Ash. Oh, me babies. Oh, I love you. Looked like it might have been snowing last night. Or it might just be frost, because it's that cold.
Being films like Ruthless People, Ransom, Escape from New York, Speed, and Dirty Harry. The FBI advised local police that it was highly uncommon for a ransom note of such length removed by Claude. Claude reportedly claimed that the carpet was removed from the downstairs area due to flooding.
Okay, I'm so sad because my bookcase was supposed to come today. I specifically picked today, Tuesday, for delivery. I even paid a little bit extra for the delivery, and I didn't even get an email or anything, but I went on tracking to see the progress on it, and it says Thursday. It's coming on Thursday. I was like, what? So I went on the live chat and they told me, oh yeah, not everything was in stock, even though it was when I ordered them. So we're gonna have to send it on Thursday. And I was like, ugh. But they didn't even send me an email. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my god, I was heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken. So I'm not even going to be able to put up the new bookcase in this video, which is exactly what I want to do, because this video will be done before Thursday. And not even just that, I did finish How to Kill Your Family by Mackie. I finished it this morning before my mum came. I listened to a lot of it via audiobook last night and then continued it off this morning. I seem to do that a lot recently. I'll start a book, go to bed, and then finish it when I wake up. But anyway, yeah, I do like a lot of aspects of this, but I do think the title overpromised and the story underdelivered. I was hoping for something totally different. I was hoping for another Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. Unfortunately, I don't think it really hits that note, and I think not just because I wasn't really the biggest fan of characters. Like Grace, the main character, I did find her quite unlikable. There were aspects of her I did like. I liked the sort of emotional attachment with her mother and like the complex relationship there. But Grace did come across as somebody who thought she was better than everyone else, while also criticizing everyone else who thought they were better than everyone else. So there was like a lot of hypocritical stuff that was happening. Like she would also criticize people for being too vain or for like loving their image. And then we'd have like the section where Grace talks about how beautiful she looks and like, oh, you know, she's not using her own vanity. It's like she's the exception to the rule kind of thing. I don't know, it just, some of it kind of rubbed me up the wrong way. That was just a couple of like spoiler-free instances of a kind of conflicting character development. And I don't even think I was really all that sucked into her story anyway, because we have so much meandering in terms of like backstory and plot. Some of it felt relevant, but a lot of it felt like tat. Like a lot of it was so, like, I don't know, like, yeah, sure, we do get a lot of background in terms of like making a character feel three-dimensional, but when so much of it is kind of unnecessary information, like what's the point? You know, I was hoping that we would get straight to the point in terms of plot, that we would get like maybe a little bit more detail there, but it felt a little bit, not like a cop-out or anything, but it just didn't really quite capture my imagination in terms of like how you would think this book would go, considering the title and even just like a little bit of the summary, which is a little bit, not exactly misleading, but it does leave a lot out, which is great because then you don't get any spoilers. You do go in pretty blind, but I think expectations wise, it's kind of not the best to go into it with just like that summary in the title alone, because yeah, my expectations were just not met. Also, I'm down in a homemade cappuccino with oat milk. It's like 3 p.m. and I should not be drinking this late. I usually stop drinking coffee around about like 1 or 2 p.m. But you know, things happen. And I do need to be up early tomorrow for my first personal training session. But I wanted this for my spoiler-free review of How to Kill Your Family. I think there is a sequel. What a way to go, I think, maybe. Or maybe it's just like part of the universe, or maybe it's like totally not part of this story at all. I don't know. The end left a lot to be desired. I didn't really love the ending. I thought there was a little bit of a cop-out almost at the end too. Or at least like there was something convenient, I guess. So I don't think I will pursue getting more from this series or this author maybe. I mean, I don't like to write an author off completely after one book, but I'm just not like gravitating towards anything else now. I was so excited to read it, as you saw. I'm feeling a little bit deflated because it just didn't blow me away. And also I feel like I'm just very disappointed about my bookcase as well. So much disappointment. I'm also like not ordering takeaways anymore because of, you know, the personal training, and I really want to, you know, be better at, you know, eating. I've actually started getting Gusto, because they do a single person meal plan thing. You get 5 a week, and it's like HelloFresh, but like not. HelloFresh is too much. I did it a couple of years ago, it might have been last year, and there was just too much portion size, and I needed something that was only going to be for one person, and Gusto does that. And so my mum had a code, so I was like, well, why not? Let's try it. But yeah, because my mum was here this morning, we were like, shall we just order breakfast? So I ordered breakfast, and when it got delivered, there was no food. There was only drink. So I had to chase them up, and oh my gosh, like, it was just like things wanted to go wrong today. Like I ordered breakfast for me and my mum as like a final hurrah before, you know, I start to try and be a lot more mindful with what I eat, and the food didn't even come. Maybe that was a sign. Maybe that was a sign saying, Gavin, you shouldn't have done that. But yeah, after that, the bookshelf in now not really being blown away by How to Kill Your Family. I'm like, what's a girl supposed to do? So I was debating, because I think I'm going to give this like a 3-star. So I could still keep it, but I don't think I will, so I'm not going to stamp it. I am still going to pass on it. And it's a nice little hardback as well, so, and it's signed. Apparently it's signed by the author, so hey. Right, saying I've got 1 power battery left on the camera, so I'm going to quickly try and generate a new number. Let's pick the next one. 1266. Hopefully it doesn't die. 1266, 1266. What's the next one? PTSD radio. Oh, a manga. Okay, like I could do a manga. Like I know I did a graphic novel at the very start, but here doing a manga, I don't have any. Well, I kind of was going to do a video reading all the PTSD radio, but that's probably not going to happen for a long time. So I might as well just read it. That's kind of like scary as well though, and I don't want to pass on it because I don't want to unhaul it. It's like, why am I getting like the scary books now? It's November. I was hoping for something a little bit different. I was hoping for a fantasy. Honestly, I was hoping for a fantasy. I'll do it. I'll do PTSD radio. I have a couple of hours before I have Patreon reading sprints, so should hopefully get it done before then. It's going to die. I'll get it done before then, and then I can get a new number again and read something else probably. Yeah, good. This was so weird. Like, so weird, so random. The way I would describe this is like the equivalent of watching the videotape from The Ring, and I feel cursed after reading this. This actually has a very interesting story behind it as well in terms of the mangaka, or like the author and illustrator of the series. PTSD Radio only lasted a few volumes, and then the author just like randomly stopped writing for it, and there was like this rumor that the mangaka rented out this, you know, place, and he wanted like his team and himself to be able to, you know, illustrate the manga there and all this, that and the other, and then the place turned out to be haunted, and so for his own sanity, the author quit writing the series because he thought that it was a curse on himself. At least that's like one of the rumors that's going around. You can see like many different YouTube videos about it. It's very interesting, the idea that the mangaka stopped writing it because he himself felt cursed while writing this and haunted, especially when you read just like how random this thing is. Like each of the chapters are very, very brief. They're like vignettes, like very, very short stories, like horror stories, but like they all kind of connect as well. So the chapter titles are like a radio frequency, and every now and then the radio frequency changes, and that's like a different chapter, but then sometimes the frequency goes back to a previous chapter, so then you go back to the life of that person and like their story continues, and it feels like there might be something connecting everything. This is very hard to explain because of how random it is, but there might be something connected with hair, potentially. But like really random things might happen. Like for instance, a woman sees someone on the train tracks, and then a train comes but it doesn't run over anyone, and then she looks inside as the doors open, and the man is still like standing there exactly where he was on the tracks, and like she's the only person who can see him. And then also there's a guy who's like, well, he's pretending he's asleep, but he's like, why is my girlfriend just like staring at me? And then the next panel will be her eyes like massive. It's like very Junji Ito in a way. I don't want to kind of compare any kind of horror manga to Junji Ito, even though he's like my favorite horror mangaka, but it's kind of like what it felt like every now and then, just like how random and how horrifying some of the panels were. But yeah, it kind of felt like loads of different kinds of urban legends, and I hope when I continue that I will find out if it is more connected. Although yeah, this series does just abruptly stop. Like you won't get any resolution because the mangaka decided to stop, so I'm a little bit conflicted about that as well. But there are 2 more omnibus editions. This is volume 1 and 2, and I just like read it all, and yeah, I'm so excited to read the rest of them. Honestly, like it was so weird but also kind of wonderful at the same time. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed how horrifying some of the panels were. I thought it was very well illustrated. It lends like very well into it. I will say some of it got a little bit repetitive, or like say for this one, oh my gosh, like this guy's in the dark and he just like lights a cigarette and his face just appears, and then he's like, huh? Oh my god, like stuff like that's terrifying. There was like some repetitive stuff because the main thing that would happen sometimes is that there would just be like a freaky looking face, and that would be kind of like the chapter end. And I'm like, okay, like we've had the scary looking face a few times now, although the face would be different, but like that would kind of be the recurring motive. Yeah, it's very horrifying. I have no idea what this was about, and I don't think I'm supposed to. It was just so weird. Like say like this lady is just like stand outside of someone's window. A little bit freaky, but I really enjoyed it, so I'm gonna stamp it. And it was pretty quick to read as well, so I genuinely don't. Oh, this is actually gonna be a little bit weirder to stamp because it's a manga, so it's like a different direction. So like stamping it with this hand instead of the other. I would like to read the rest of them. It was so quick that I could do that just easily. I don't know if it's straight or not, but that's fine. You genuinely cannot tell, but I think it's Also because, I mean, you can feel it. Oh yeah, you can tell in light. But when it's not in light, you can't really see it. But you can still feel it. So at least it's stamped. I loved it. I thought it was great. Absolutely great. I think I'm going to copy, and it might take a while, into a different spreadsheet, all of the TBR ones. There's like over 1,000, and it's all like scattered. So it might take a while. But I think that might be the best way of going forward with this, so that when I'm doing the random number generator, I'm not getting all the ones that I've already read. So fingers crossed I don't get one now. I'm really wanting adult fantasy. I don't want middle grade. I don't want young adult. I don't want a manga. I don't want a graphic novel. I want adult and I want fantasy. So what was that again? 13, 14? Oh, please. And it's One Piece. Spin it again. 1111. Ooh. Oh, I mean, I need to read that this week anyway. I literally have my books right here. And I need to read these this week. I need to get them done by the end of this week. So, like, that's the third book. I'm kind of interested that came up. And I think if I'd read the second book by now, I probably would just do it and like, end the vlog that way. But no, we're going to spin again. Because, I mean, I do need to read that. And it is adult fantasy, I guess. But no, I wanted one that I'm not reading for something else. 1507. 1507? Oh, Whippoorwill Lane. That is a graphic novel, though. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And it's scary again. Like, I don't want a horror. I don't want a thriller. I don't want something spooky. I want adult fantasy. So I might have to unhaul that. I'm passing. So I think I'm going to have to unhaul it. You know, it's just a tiny... I'll quickly read it and then unhaul it. But not right now. I don't want to read it right now. So I want to spin again. Oh, press again. 2243. 2243. Heaven Official's Blessing. Oh, see. Like, this is Danmai. And I know a lot of people do want me to read this. I mean, I do want to read it. However, I did want to read Danmai before going to China in April. So, per my rules at the start of this video, I did say that if I'm reading for a different blog or a vlog project, so technically I can't do that one. Even though I know a lot of people want me to read this. And I do want to read it. I just don't want to read it right now. I want adult fantasy, which I guess that kind of is, but still. 1981. Sophia Street book. 1316. Oh my god, give me some variety, please. 1316. It's going to be One Piece again, isn't it? Yeah, One Piece again. 209. Reddit, it's middle grade. 107. Reddit, it's Animorphs. 2175. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to copy all of the TBRs into a different spreadsheet. 2175. 2175. Delicate Condition. Danielle Valentine. The fuck is that? Delicate Condition. Oh, okay, so that's another thriller / horror. Halloween's over. Get over it. I think I literally just hauled this not too long ago as well, because I think it was in the Abominable book box. But yeah, I believe it is like thriller, horror. It's like I want to pass for now, but I don't want to unhaul it. Oh god, it's not going well. It's not going well. I don't want to do another horror thriller. I just did How to Kill Your Family. I don't want to unhaul it though. I do want to read it at some point. Okay, I'm just going to spin again. Right, I'm going to spin 5 more times. And if one of those 5 things doesn't give me a better option, I'll read Delicate Condition. Okay, so 947. 947. Naruto, no. Volume 64, I still got all the previous volumes to read. I did 1 manga. I've already done 2 manga. No, did I do 2 manga? I've done at least 1 manga in this video. I've already forgotten what I've read now. 52. Amelia Fang. 945. Oh my god, I've got 2 more after this. Please just be an adult fantasy. I want an adult fantasy. I do. I want adult fantasy. Naruto. 195. Oh my god, I got 1 more click after this. 195. 195. Reddit. It's a freaking Wizard of Oz book. It was very close to being Sleep Like Death, which I wouldn't have minded, honestly. 1141, right? I've got no more spins. If this is an adult fantasy that I haven't read, then what was it again? 1141. Then I'm reading Delicate Condition. 1141, 1141, 1141. To Cage of God. Okay, no, I'm happy about this. Elizabeth May. I have actually wanted to read this, and I think it's either adult fantasy or young adult fantasy. It was in a Fairy Loot box, I believe. And I do want to read it. Okay. I'm not reading a thriller. I didn't want to read another thriller. I've already read a thriller. So please let me off of that. Please. I didn't want to read Delicate Condition right now. Please. So To Cage of God, that's the next one. That's what I'll be reading in reading sprints that are happening in 10 minutes.
Take a train ride just to see you. Ride for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need you. 'Cause you're my home away from home, away from home, away from being alone. Run away from home, why don't you? 'Cause I did the same just for you. You don't know how much I love you. 'Cause you're my home away from home, away from home, away from being alone.
It's exactly 9 a.m. now, and my first training session is in 30 minutes. I'm so excited. But also, it's about like 25 minutes to get there, so I'm kind of going to speed walk a little bit. Get a little bit cardio in beforehand. Probably should have left just a little bit earlier, but I was scoffing down the oatmeal, trying to down an oat milk latte, giving me sustenance this morning, otherwise I will have zero energy. But yeah, let's do this. Yeah, it's only like 10 past 11. My session was 9:30 to like 10:30, and I feel like I've still got like so much of the day ahead, which I do. Usually I get up around about like 9 o'clock-ish, and then I'll probably sit for like 2 hours with a coffee, maybe some breakfast, like watching and catching up on some booktube or YouTube and stuff, and then I don't really get started on the day until maybe around about like 11:30, 12 o'clock. So it feels like I've done so much already. And the first session went really well. It was more like a sort of like induction kind of session, just so that my personal trainer could see exactly how I am with like certain equipment and like my strength. And we did so many different things, like literally we did a little bit of everything. And I sweated. Sweated? I did sweat. It became a struggle by the end. It did. Like, I haven't been used to doing like exercise and like weights and all of that for, oh gosh, probably like 8 years or something. So it's actually like really nice to just like have someone there for the encouragement and to show me what to do. And I honestly am like very excited moving forward with all of the sessions. Like, I'm not as worried as I was. Like, for the first one, you're always like a little bit like nervous and stuff. But no, I feel good about it. I feel good. Like, it was great. Honestly, it was great. And I'm very excited to go back actually. Like, I'm looking forward to Friday's session now. So I have just gotten in. I'm still wearing the stuff. I'm gonna head in the shower, get myself all sorted, and then I need to tell you about To Cage of God, because yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I really don't. I've DNF'd. I can't do it. I made it to page 100 exactly, and I tried. I did. I tried during reading sprints. I read the first chapter twice because I thought, am I missing something here? But no, I persevered, got to page 100, and I was like, I genuinely don't know what's going on. And I don't even care about what's going on either. I feel like we were thrust into this without any context or any reason to care, really. So yeah, taking that out. Taking the bookmark out. I can't do it. I can't do it. This follows Galena, and I kept wanting to call her Galinda because I'm reading Wicked at the minute, or like the Wicked books. So I wanted to call her Galinda, but no, she's Galena or Galina. I was reading this physically, so I don't really know character pronunciations. And Sarah. They are sisters, and their mother ground gods into their bones, essentially. So they have this power inside of them. Honestly, that sounds like an amazing premise, but oh my god, I was so bored. I was so bored. Like, I didn't care about any of like the political stuff that was going on because I wasn't given a reason to care at that point. Maybe it gets better. Maybe we do get more of those reasons. Maybe I should give it a lot more time than like 100 pages. But I thought, that's like, what? A third of the book? How many pages is this? A quarter of the book? And still nothing? Like, I'm feeling nothing. And I was really rooting for an adult fantasy. This is adult, by the way. Like, that's what people have told me. I wasn't really feeling adult up until the point that I read to. Like, it could have passed for young adult for the first 100 pages, honestly. And also, this is a Lumicrate. It's not Fabulous, it's a Lumicrate. I got that wrong. It is beautiful. It's like a gorgeous book. So again, judging a book by its cover is a big no-no. But I was rooting for an adult fantasy and I got it, and I'm disappointed. I should have just stuck to Delicate Condition. I might have enjoyed that more. And I don't really think the writing was all that great. I'm sorry. It felt very tepid. It felt very restrained, if that makes sense. Like, the writing felt restrained. We have these two very powerful characters, apparently, and I don't know, it just felt like they were being held back. It felt like the plot was being held back. It felt like description was being held back. It felt like anything interesting was being held back as well. I was like, are you waiting till the end? Give me something now. I need something now to, like, hook me in. But the fact that I had to read the first chapter twice just to, like, kind of get a sense of what's going on a little bit was already a losing battle. And it's not because I didn't want to read this right. I did. I really, really wanted to read this right now. I was really excited for it. But no, I'm again left feeling pretty disappointed. A little bit like How to Kill Your Family. Except I persevered with How to Kill Your Family. And How to Kill Your Family wasn't terrible. This one, I don't want to say terrible because that's a strong word. Especially since I haven't finished it. I feel like it might be a little bit unfair. But yeah, day after page 100, I really have no interest in continuing. I am definitely passing on this and will be unhauling it in due course. It felt very generic. It was like Russian inspired as well, so I thought I would love those vibes, but I didn't really feel it that much. Again, I think due to like a lack of description and a lack of good description, it just felt like wasted potential just to be generic. And it felt very generic. I felt like I might have read something like this before. It was giving me no reason why I should pick this above other books. And this was on top of my 1,000 book TBR, you know? I gave it a chance before 1,000 other books. Let me down. It let me down. So this will not be getting stamped. It's going. And I feel bad because this was my last book for this TBR. I did do a jokey kind of spin of the random number generator while I was live with my patrons, and the number that we got was for Throne of Glass book. It was What the Assassin's Blade, and I've never read that book. In fact, I've never read the full Throne of Glass series. I've only read the first book and the last book, and I was like, should I just like read it quickly as a joke? But then we were like, no, because I think you're supposed to read it after Air of Fire, or at least it will make more sense if you read Air of Fire first. And all this, that, and the other, so it wouldn't have fit anyway. But yeah, as a joke spin, I could have ended with The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas, but no, I'm unfortunately ending with a DNF. I really did not care, and DNFing does equal self-care, so these were all the books that were pretty much mentioned in this video. I read 6 of these. I only stamped 3 of them, and I passed on 3 that I read. But I am also unhauling 6 books because I'm also unhauling 3 books that I didn't read and ones that I passed on. So the success rate in this video will be whatever percent I put on screen right now. I can't work it out. Hopefully I can get like a success rate of like 100% in one of these videos where I end up loving everything I read and keeping all of the books. But I feel like only wait, would that be like 33% success rate then? If I've stamped 3 of them and I'm passing on 6 of them, that's like what, 33-ish%? So I need to beat the 33% in the next episode if I do another episode. I don't know yet. But if I do another episode, do you prefer stamp or pass or emboss or toss? I love both of them. I'm very indecisive, but I am hoping for a bigger success rate in the future if I do it again. But hey, at least I'm getting through my physical TBR. So that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave this video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave all your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I read in this video. Is there anything that you really disagree with in terms of me passing on a book? I imagine Lore Olympus might have hurt a few people. I do apologise. I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons for supporting my channel. If you'd like to join my Patreon, the link is in the description. I also have a trip to Norway coming up in August 2025. I will leave a link in the description if you want to find out how you can join me in Norway and have the adventure of a lifetime. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.